Turn on your lion mode and roar louder. Most people live their lives like house cats. Safe, quiet, careful, comfortable. But deep inside you, there is a lion. And a lion was never designed to whisper. A lion was built to roar. You don't discover the strength in you by waiting for permission. You discover it by deciding, today, I stop playing small. See, the world does not reward potential. The world rewards execution. You may have talent. You may have dreams. You may have a fire in your heart. But none of that matters if you keep it locked in a cage called fear. The lion does not ask, what if I fail? The lion asks, who am I becoming if I don't try? You turn on your lion mode when you stop negotiating with weakness, when you stop telling yourself stories about why it's too late, too hard, too risky. Discipline is the switch. Commitment is the fuel. Action is the roar. Every morning you wake up with two choices: protect your comfort or protect your future. Comfort whispers, your future demands. The lion inside you is not emotional, it is decisive. It doesn't wait to feel ready. It moves first, and confidence follows. You don't get strong by thinking about strength. You get strong by carrying weight. You don't get courageous by studying courage. You get courageous by facing what scares you. Your roar is your work ethic. Your roar is your consistency. Your roar is showing up when no one is watching. Let others doubt. Let others drift. Let others stay average. But you rise. You don't need to be louder with your mouth. You need to be louder with your results. Every disciplined day adds a brick. Every focused hour sharpens the blade. Every uncomfortable step builds the lion. One day people will ask what changed, and you'll know the answer. You stopped living like prey, and you started living like a predator of your own potential. So stand taller, work harder, think bigger, move faster. Turn on your lion mode and roar louder. Most people live their entire lives responding to the picture they hold of themselves. If you believe you are small, you will act small. If you believe you are capable, you will look for ways to prove it. Your behavior is always trying to stay consistent with your identity. That is why real change does not begin with your environment, your circumstances, or even your goals. It begins with how you see yourself. Education is the process of becoming aware of this inner picture and learning how to upgrade it. When you study successful people, you don't just learn their strategies, you learn their standards. You learn how they think, how they speak to themselves, and what they expect from life. Little by little, your own expectations begin to rise. And when your expectations rise, your actions start to follow. A powerful identity is not built on ego. It is built on evidence. Every small promise you keep to yourself strengthens the belief that you can be trusted. Every disciplined action sends a message to your mind that you are serious about your future. Over time, these messages stack up and form a new self-image. Someone who finishes what they start, who shows up even when it's hard, who does not run from responsibility. When your identity shifts, your standards shift. You stop asking, can I do this? And start asking, how will I do this? You stop negotiating with laziness and start aligning with purpose. This is not about pretending to be confident. It is about educating yourself into a higher level of thinking and behavior. Because once you see yourself as capable, committed, and growing, your life has no choice but to begin reflecting that truth. Inspiration is a beautiful beginning, but it is not a reliable partner. Feelings change. Energy rises and falls. What carries you forward when motivation disappears is discipline. Discipline is the educated decision to do what needs to be done, whether you feel like it or not. It is the skill of training yourself to act in alignment with your long-term vision instead of your short-term comfort. Dreams stay dreams when they are not connected to daily structure. A goal without a routine is just a wish. When you learn how to organize your time, your environment, and your habits around what truly matters, progress becomes predictable. You no longer rely on bursts of emotion. You rely on systems, and systems turn hope into results. Discipline is not punishment. It is protection. It protects your future from the distractions of the present. Every time you choose focus over comfort, you are investing in the person you are becoming. The mind learns through repetition. When you consistently show up for your commitments, your brain begins to expect excellence from you. That expectation becomes your new normal. Education teaches you that success is not an event. It is a process. And every process is built on small, intelligent actions done repeatedly. Reading a few pages every day, practicing a skill a little longer, preparing instead of procrastinating. These choices seem small, but they compound. Over time, they create momentum. And momentum creates confidence. You don't wait to feel disciplined. You become disciplined by practicing discipline. Each focused hour, each kept promise, each finished task strengthens your inner structure. And when that structure is strong, your dreams finally have something solid to stand on. Growth begins the moment you decide that comfort is no longer your highest value. Comfort feels safe, but it teaches you nothing. It keeps your skills small and your vision limited. The only way to expand your ability is to step into situations that stretch you. Education is not just what you learn in books. It is what you learn through experience, effort, and challenge. Every time you try something difficult, your mind gathers new information about what you can handle. At first, uncertainty feels like danger. But in truth, it is opportunity wearing uncomfortable clothes. When you face what you have been avoiding, you train your nervous system to stay calm under pressure. That is how confidence is built. Not by avoiding fear, but by walking through it with awareness and persistence. Failure is not a sign that you are not capable. It is a sign that you are learning. Each mistake gives you feedback. Each setback gives you direction. The person who grows the fastest is not the one who never falls, but the one who studies their falls and adjusts their steps. Education turns errors into instruction and resistance into refinement. When you challenge yourself physically, mentally, or emotionally, you expand your limits. What once felt impossible becomes normal. What once felt heavy becomes manageable. This is how you evolve, not by staying where you are, but by continuously moving toward who you could become. The comfort zone is familiar, but it is also crowded with unrealized potential. When you step beyond it, you enter a space where progress is possible. And every time you choose growth over ease, you educate yourself into a stronger, wiser, more capable version of you. True confidence is not something you announce. It is something you demonstrate. Words can impress for a moment, but results create lasting belief. Education teaches you that credibility is built through performance, not promises. The world responds to what you consistently produce, not what you occasionally declare. When you focus on developing real skills, your actions begin to speak for you. Competence grows quietly. It is built in the hours when no one is watching, in the repetitions that feel boring, and in the standards you keep when shortcuts are available. Over time, these invisible efforts become visible outcomes, and outcomes earn respect. Talking about what you will do feels good, but doing the work feels better. The mind is tempted to seek approval before achievement, but mature thinking reverses that order. First you improve, then you perform, then recognition follows. Education helps you understand this sequence and trust it. Results also create self-respect. When you see yourself following through, You develop an inner certainty that no opinion can shake. You no longer need to convince others because your work carries authority. This is not arrogance. It is grounded confidence built on evidence. Consistency is what turns effort into effectiveness. One good day is encouragement. Many good days in a row is transformation. When your actions align with your intentions again and again, your life begins to change in measurable ways. Income improves. Health strengthens. Relationships deepen. Not because you talk more, but because you practice more. In the end, your life becomes your message. And when your results are strong, they speak louder than any words ever could. Everything comes together in one powerful truth. Who you become is shaped by what you do every day. When you upgrade your identity, practice discipline, step beyond comfort, and focus on real results, you educate yourself into a higher level of living. Growth is not an accident. It is a decision followed by consistent action. You don't change your life with one dramatic move, but with many small, intelligent choices made daily. Over time, those choices compound into confidence, clarity, and strength. And as your actions align with your values, your future begins to reflect the person you have chosen to become.